Alright everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Fire Emblem Path of Radiance Part 2. In the last part, we finished the prologue and watched a couple of cool cinematics. And in this part, we are taking on our first job. And this is Titania, Grail's second in command. Good morning, Ike. Today is your first day as a professional soldier, isn't it? Yeah, and I'm ready to go. What you are is late. The others were suited up and ready before the break of dawn. Sorry, I'll get up earlier from now on. So, what's my first job? I'm talking with Titania right now. Wait outside until we're done. Yes, sir. Very well, Commander Grail. Shall we continue? You were telling me about some bandits that needed taken care of, weren't you? Correct. The request comes from a nearby village. According to our reports, the bandits are not all that strong. I think it'd be best if I ride out and take a look. I planned on taking Oscar and Boyd along with me. Just the brothers? Go ahead and add Ike to your team. Shinnon, Gatry, and I can handle the other two jobs easily enough. Titania, I'm leaving Ike in your care. I'm trusting you to show him the ropes. Understood, Commander. Come on, Ike. Let's get you set up. Alright, my first job. Captain Titania, preparations are complete and I'm ready to go. Impeccable timing. It's nice to know we can always count on you to be ready, Oscar. Don't forget about me, I'm ready for action. Is that so, Boyd? That's a surprise. Ha! Not today, it isn't. As of today, I'm going to be the absolute model of perfection. I need to set a good example for Ike. I'll take your word for it. Your first campaign at last. I know you've wanted this for a while. Are you nervous, Ike? I think I was more nervous last night. I could hardly sleep. This morning I'm feeling pretty good. It's the calm before the storm. You should try to relax. You're not going to be out there alone. Yeah, you're right. Right, everyone? Let's go. Alright, guys, so we are going to take out a couple bandits with Titania, who is a paladin, Oscar, who is a cavalier, or I think he's a lance rider in this game. They changed the class names. Boyd the fighter and Ike the ranger. So Titania's gonna explain. We don't need to listen to that. There's the boss, and we have to recapture that building. I don't know if I'm going to narrate everything people say because they say a lot of stuff. So we're just gonna skip that explanation. In this playthrough, we won't be using Titania and Boyd, for they suck. And well, Titania's not bad, but she's already a class up, so we're going to be using Oscar and Ike a lot in these first opening missions because we're going to be using them later in the game. Alright, so... And in this game, after attacking, you can move your paladins if they ride a animal, I guess you could say. Paladins and wyvern riders and people of those sorts can they can actually hit someone and then move away. So that is what we're gonna do with Oscar, and then finish off that guy with Ike and talk to this man and get a steel sword. So moving on to the enemy phase. What's going on out there? Is there some sort of army? Pah! A bunch of mercenaries looking for their next meal. The villagers must have hired them. Listen up, lads. Hurtin', and hurtin' bad. We let this bunch live, and we'll have hordes of hired swords hounding us for the rest of our days. Alright, so in here we can see that bandits can destroy open houses. And it's pretty much only the bandits with those kind of bandits. You won't normally see like a other types of bandits attacking houses. Anyways, so yeah. That bandit is gonna go for that house, but Oscar is gonna not let him, as he can move very many spaces. So we have a lot of iron swords on Ike, I just noticed. We're gonna finish off that fighter with Ike and end our turn again. The Myrmidon here is gonna go for Ike, and it's annoying how in this game you can't see their hit percentage and their whatevers when they're attacking. Because before you can always see yours, but you can't see when they attack you first. So just gonna take out this Myrmidon and then go capture that house. Or not capture it, but get whatever the people are giving out inside.
Since those bandits took over, we can't even sleep at night. Please, help us save our village. Here, my mother left me this. I hope it serves you well.
So we're gonna get a Seraph Robe here, which increases health by 4, I believe. Which is a great number. This bandit is gonna come and attack Ike. Not gonna let him hit though, because if you guys have not played Fire Emblem though, there's something called the weapon hierarchy. Or at least I call it weapon hierarchy. Basically what it is that it's like a glorified game of rock, paper, scissors. Swords beat axes, axes beat lances, lances beat swords. So obviously it's not that way every time. Like right now I'm about to use Oscar to attack this bandit with an axe. It just means that they have an advantage in the battle. Axes usually do more damage against lances. Lances usually hit more against people with swords, and people with swords normally are able to dodge people with axes very well. As you can see, I'm probably going to dodge this guy with an axe. But later on in the game, this hierarchy... Ooh, critical hit! I might as well talk about that. Critical hits, there's normally a small percentage of chance to get a critical hit, unless you're using a critical hit boosting weapon, such as a killing edge or such. And critical hits do 3 times regular damage, and they always hit. So let's say you have a 3 hit chance, but a 50 critical chance, which is an outrageous critical chance. They're normally around 2, 3, 4. But you have like a 50 critical chance and a 4 hit chance. If you get a crit, you will hit. You can't miss a critical hit. Unfortunately, I didn't pay attention, and we're gonna have to drop an iron sword. Because, as you can see, if you click on a guy and their weapon is highlighted, that means you're gonna get that weapon. So I can't kill this guy with Ike unless I first trade a sword over to him, and then use a vulnerary. And Oscar is gonna do a little hit and run action here. Gonna take our first hits out of Zawana. You looking for something, fool? You looking for a fight? Oh, damn! Got a crit. That was a happy surprise. Unneeded, but definitely welcomed. So after that, we're gonna get out of his range. And if the bosses stand on their throne, in this case, this is his throne, that means they get healed every turn. Here we are just gonna finish off this boss battle. As you can see, he only had a 45 hit chance, so chances are he's not going to hit us. That is the end of Zawana and his bandit tribe. Alright. Level 5 already. Ike definitely has a good amount of strength and speed and skill. So, for some reason we have to seize it with Ike, who... Could you imagine, like, a private in the army capturing territory and seizing it in his own name? I mean, that's just weird. I would think Titania would have to seize it. I think she can if you seize it with her. You know, you surprised me to think you've come this far. Look at my father. I'm not going to narrate this, actually. You guys can read it if you want. And if you remember, Grail went out with Shinnon and Gatry, who are two characters we'll be able to use later on. He went out with them to capture some territory. So, and if you guys want me, I can go into greater detail about ability points, which would be those. Whenever we level up, we get more ability points in a certain aspect of the game. Like speed, I can go into that and what speed has to do with the game, or skill has to do with the game, if you want me to. So, that's the end of Chapter 2, or Chapter 1. I think we have enough time to go through this cinematic. Or not really a cinematic, but just a talking scene. This is Rise. Oh, Titania, so this is where you've been, is it? Rise, are you sure you're well? Enough to be up? Yes, my fever's completely gone. Are you sure? You still look a bit unsteady on your feet, if you ask me. Well, I've been in bed for almost a week. I doubt anyone would be in top form. Even you, my friend. I certainly hope that's all it is. In any case, until you're back at full speed, you won't be able to do any work. We're mercenaries, after all, and even if the smallest lapse invites death. Right, I know. My apologies to the rest of the team, then. It looks like I'll be recuperating for a while longer. It's for the best. Take your time and get fully ready and restored. You are our sole wielder. I didn't read it. Thank you very much for your kind words. Oh, by the way, that paper you've been carrying around, is it a letter? I had intended it to go into town in this afternoon. Oh no, this letter is for you, Titania. For me? Not more than a little while ago, I went out for a walk in the yard, and a man I'd never seen before came up to me and said, "Give this to the red-tressed knight." How curious. I wonder what it is. I imagine it's a thank you letter from the people of Chaldea or something to that effect. Oh no, how dare they? Titania, what's the matter? What did the letter say? Rise, take this letter to Oscar and tell him to prepare for combat and wait for me. I have to go out for a moment. But Titania? I'll be right back, I'm counting on you. What on earth could that letter have said? So as you can see, Rise is awfully confused, and that is going to end part 1, guys. We're going to pick part 3 up right here, and thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for part 3, where we find out what that letter said that Titania seems so urged on.